Hey there. So let's talk about cloud services. They're incredibly powerful, right? But you probably also know that sinking feeling when something critical just stops working and you're left staring at some cryptic error message. Well, in this explainer, we're going to demystify some of those common cloud headaches. So, does this picture sound a little too familiar? You log into your AWS account and something is obviously broken. Maybe your app is down, maybe your website just won't load, and you're not even sure where to start looking. It's a really frustrating place to be, but trust me, you are definitely not alone in this. And that's the most important thing to remember here. This isn't some unsolvable mystery. These errors are common for a reason. Building in the cloud is complex stuff. But every single one of these problems has a logical cause and, more importantly, a clear solution. The trick is just knowing how to find it. All right, let's dive in and start decoding some of the most common errors you'll see in AWS. We're going to pull back the curtain and look at what's really happening behind those confusing warning signs. Okay, first up, EC2. The simplest way to think about an EC2 instance is that it's the engine for your application. It's your virtual server doing all the heavy lifting. So when you see that scary not reachable error, it basically means your engine has stalled. Your app can't be reached because the server it's running on is offline or blocked, and a lot of the time it's because of a simple but hidden misconfiguration in a firewall or security setting. Next, let's talk S3. Just picture a massive, super secure digital filing cabinet. That's S3. It's where you store all your website's files, images, and data. So if your website suddenly goes down, a very common culprit is a misconfigured permission on that bucket. It's like the public has suddenly lost the key to open the filing cabinet and see what's inside. And finally, IAM. This is literally the security guard for your entire AWS account. It decides who gets a key and which doors that key can open. So when you, or even one of your applications, gets that frustrating access denied error, that's just the security guard doing its job, telling you that you don't have the right permissions. It can be maddening for sure, but it's an absolutely vital part of keeping your system secure. So we've met the usual suspects: unreachable servers, broken websites, and denied access. Now, let's talk about the path to a fix. Because it's not about waving a magic wand, it's about following a clear, simple 3-step approach to get you from problem to solution. The actual troubleshooting process is refreshingly straightforward when you break it down. It all starts with a fast diagnosis to find the root cause, not just the symptom. From there, it's all about implementing a clear, effective fix that actually solves the problem for good. And finally, and this part is so important, it wraps up with a simple explanation so you understand what went wrong and how you can prevent it from happening again. And when you follow a process like that, it leads to this amazing transformation. It really does. It takes you from the chaos of cryptic error messages and stressful downtime to the clarity of a stable, reliable setup. This is about so much more than just fixing a bug. It's about getting that confidence back in your system. I mean, this is exactly what we're talking about, right? Going from that stressful before state, the confusing dashboards, the frustrating errors, the downtime, over to that feeling of relief you get in the after state. You see those green check marks and you know you're back to full reliability. That's the peace of mind we're aiming for. At the end of the day, the goal is pretty simple: getting your system working smoothly so that you can get back to your actual work. So let's look at the core principle that really makes a stable setup possible. So this is it. The crucial point is this commitment. It's really a promise that troubleshooting doesn't have to be some mysterious black box. A fast diagnosis respects your time. A clear fix makes sure the problem doesn't just pop up again next week. And a simple explanation, well, that empowers you with knowledge about your own system. It turns a moment of frustration into a genuine learning opportunity. So, are you ready to get your AWS setup working again? Just understanding the problem is a huge first step. And hopefully, you now have a much clearer picture of the path forward. The goal is always the same: moving from that feeling of chaos to one of clarity, so your cloud setup starts working for you, not against you.